We all know how babies are made. During sexual reproduction, sperm cells from the male combine with the eggs from the female, creating a cell called zygote. This zygote later transforms into a fetus, which is later transformed into a baby.
This new baby has some characteristics from its father and some from its mother, just like you have some characteristics from each of your parents. This happens because humans have something inside their cells called DNA, which is similar to the set of blueprints for the creation of your body. Half of your DNA comes from your mother, meanwhile the other half comes from your father. Why is that so?
During the creation of sperms and eggs, the parent's DNA is split into 23 different chromosomes during the process of meiosis. This DNA is carried inside the sperm or egg cells. During sexual reproduction, an egg with half a DNA is fused with the sperm, also with half a DNA. The outcome of this is a zygote, with the proper amount of DNA.
We've all seen twins, which usually dress and look completely identical. We therefore believe that they have identical DNA, making them clones of each other, correct? In truth, there are two different kinds of twins, identical and fraternal. Fraternal twins occur when two zygotes are created in the same time, as a result of separate sperm and egg cells. This makes them just like any other siblings, not identical, yet with the same birthday. Identical twins, however, occur when one fertilized zygote spontaneously splits into two, resulting in two independent zygotes with the exact same DNA as they were created for the sperm and egg.
This brings to mind the following hypothetical question. If two identical male twins married two other identical female twins, and each of these couples had a baby, would this baby be identical? Logically speaking, if the two couples have the same DNA, their babies would be the same as well, correct? In truth, there are many complications on whether these two babies are identical, which we are about to present.
The first piece of information necessary to understand in order to answer this essential question is that twins' DNA isn't completely identical. Genetic mutations that randomly occur due to failed DNA readings result in slight DNA changes through time. Although nearly 99% of twins' DNAs are the same, one or two base pairs in every million base pairs in a strand of DNA are different. Therefore, technically due to these mutations, the two twins couples don't have the exact same DNA.
Adding on to that, twins' DNA can also be different due to environmentally triggered changes in the DNA. What you experience throughout your life can create relatively big changes in your DNA. For example, exposure to chemicals can turn a AT base pair into a CG base pair. Assuming that, it would be really unlikely that the twins from the couples were exposed to the exact same environment throughout their entire lives. Their DNAs would be slightly different.
On the other hand, keep in mind that it is possible for the babies of each of these couples to have identical genotypes, even if their parents, who started out identical, are now the same. As seen on this graph, theoretically, if the son inherits the dad's characteristics, meanwhile the mom's characteristics are the same, and vice versa, the two offspring could inherit the same characteristics. This might sound difficult to understand, so in other words, picture that there are two couples. These two couples have 50% identical DNA and 50% different DNA. If the offspring from each of these couples inherited the same characteristics from each parent, the offspring would be identical. However, this is highly unlikely, as out of billions of base pairs, the offspring of each couple would need to inherit the same DNA. This would be the equivalent of flipping a coin hundreds of times and having all of these land on heads.
So, in conclusion to the answer to the question, yes. However, although theoretically possible for the children of these couples to be identical, statistically is highly improbable. This hypothetical question was based off a true story of two couples that lived next door to each other in Ohio. The two husbands were each other's identical twins, and the wives were also. One couple had 3 kids, 2 of which were twins, and the other couple had 1 child. With the exception of these identical twins from one couple, none of the children were identical to one another.
Thank you for watching our presentation. We hope you enjoyed.